Hi, David Allman here, and we need to talk. We need to talk about your soloing. I bet you're using the minor pentatonic scale, which is great. Nothing wrong against that, and as a matter of fact, there are a lot of professional musicians who have made a career just with that one scale, the pentatonic scale, whether it's a minor pentatonic or a major pentatonic. That's not the issue here. The issue is what you're doing with it. I bet that when you have to play solo, you're gonna play this at some point, that particular bend, or that one. Why? Why are you doing that? We're all doing that because we are kind of condensing our solos into different boxes. We are limiting ourselves with the boxes. I understand why, because when you first start to learn a new scale, you've got to start somewhere, and you're starting with positions, patterns. That's great, but it should not stop there. If it stops there, then all your solos are going to be directed by your fingers, and your fingers should not do the talking. Why is that? Because your fingers are so lazy. They love to rely on shapes that they've already played, on comfort zones, and those comfort zones are the same for everyone. That's why all your leads kind of sound the same. You're going towards those comfort zones, those licks that are so easy to play, you don't have to think about it. You know that harmonically it's going to work, but there's no real control over the music that you're playing. Let's break that completely. Instead of having your fingers direct your solos, let's take control over your fingers. It's the author that tells the story, not the pencil. You are the author inside of you. Your fingers, your guitar, your knowledge of the fretboard, that's the pencil. Let's utilize that to come up with the music that is true to yourself, that is already found in you. So you might ask, how do I do that? Super simple. The answer is already inside of you. Let me give you an example. This backing track is in A minor. Therefore, I could use an A minor pentatonic throughout the track. I'm going to start by playing a shape, the first position of the A minor pentatonic scale, up and down the fretboard. You do that for a few seconds. And as I'm playing that, I'm going to anticipate the sound of each note that I'm playing. And soon enough, you'll discover that none of these notes come as a surprise. You already have a feel for how these notes are going to sound, and there's a certain pattern that is repeated. That's the formula of the scale. Therefore, you're already familiar with that scale. Now let's do something that is unheard of. We're going to put our guitar down. Feels kind of awkward, but over the same backing track, we're going to start singing. We're going to approach this like a singer would approach this. Give that a try, just sing a few notes. Not that one, no, I'm joking. That's great. You've got an idea? I have an idea. Now I'm going to grab my guitar and I'm going to reproduce that idea on my guitar by fishing around if I need to find these notes. Once I have that, you'll discover that that fits the pentatonic scale that you were practicing before. If it doesn't, that simply means that you didn't play that pentatonic scale long enough. You're not super comfortable with it yet. But you'll see that it happens really fast. You're getting used to the sound of that. Basically what we did is to assimilate the sound of the scale, and we used that scale, the pentatonic scale, as a musical alphabet from which we extracted certain notes by singing. These notes, one after the other, created the musical idea, the lick. That's what this 8-week course is all about. Breaking the tendency to play pentatonic scales without really having control over them. In other words, don't let your fingers do the talking. If you do, all your leads are going to sound mechanical. You're going to go towards the comfort zones. All your leads are going to sound the same. There's so much more that you can say musically if you bypass that. In the next 8 weeks, we're going to take different backing tracks that are representative of different types of pentatonic scales, and we're going to apply that exact concept to all those backing tracks. Eventually, you're going to be super familiar with the sound of the pentatonic scales. You'll be more and more comfortable creating your own musical words, putting them together, And all that eventually will happen automatically. And that is when musical freedom happens. When you're using all those exercises, shapes, licks that you've learned as means to kind of embed those scales into your fingers, and then go the step further where you're taking control of all that. Your inner musician should do the talking, not your fingers. Your fingers are the tool, your guitar is the tool. The pencil never tells the story. It's the author that uses the pencil to tell his own story. Which musical story are you going to tell? Let's discover that together in the next 8 weeks. This is an interactive live event in which you'll be able to ask questions and I'll answer those live every Monday for 8 weeks. We're starting this Monday, May 2nd at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, and it's available for all Jam Play members. If you're not a member, why not? All memberships are 25% off, and that's a limited time promotion that will end this Monday, May 2nd at midnight Eastern Time. So get on it. I hope you join. This is going to be such an inspiring course. We're going to learn a lot together, discover who you are musically. I'm extremely excited about it. Can't wait to see you this Monday, May 2nd, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. I'll see you on the other side.